Beauty. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Here we focus on building a life that feels just as good, if not better, than it actually looks. That manifests in very different ways. Currently in my life right now, I am dealing with a lot of grief and loss, and so I do talk about a lot of self-care, a lot of how to comfort myself during this very interesting time of my life. So if you're a woman who's really into growth, self-care, that type of jam, join us. I think you love it here. Today we're going to be talking about people that are safe for you in general, really, but particularly when you are dealing with a lot of loss and just going through a hard time in your life. Let's get into it. Okay, number one for me, I think it's important to keep people around you that do more than they say. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes when people are trying to be there for you, they're over-promising and under-delivering, right? I haven't shared my mom and my brother's passing with a lot of people. However, for the few that I have told, there's been at least 2 people who were like, oh my gosh, why'd you take so long to tell me? I would have been checking on you every single day. I would have been da-da-da-da. And then that was the last time we spoke, right? They didn't, in fact, check on me. And it's okay. It's like, I know that people are busy. What I'm saying is, do more than you say. So don't tell me. I'd rather you not say what you're gonna do and just do it. Right? And if you're not going to do anything, that's okay too, because you didn't say it and I'm not expecting it. Does that make sense? So regardless of what people are doing or what they're going through, those people wouldn't be considered safe for me in this current stage in my life, if ever, right? Just because the actions just have to match the words. Unless it's just a one-off, that only communicates that you're not an intentional person and you're just reckless with your words, which is just not safe. Number 2, people that you don't have to explain your soul to. And I use the word soul because it's that deep. It's always that deep for me, right? People that just get you. And they may not be people that necessarily get you in totality, but people that get where you are right now. Whether it's because they've been through it before, whether it's because they had someone else that went through it, that they had to help navigate the process. But the point is, you are in a place, at least for me, let me speak for myself, I'm in a place right now where I am very fragile. At any point, I could be doing anything. I could be telling any story and I'll just break down, right? So if you are someone that I have to always over-explain to, you're tough to be around because I'm delicate and I don't have as much to regurgitate things as I usually would. And I'm actually grateful for that, right? Because I still feel like your people don't need that much explanation at the end of the day. They really don't, right? They either get you or they don't. Or they get you and they're pretending not to get you because they just enjoy watching you throw together word salads, right? Some people are sick, right? The point I'm saying is that for me, I'm currently focusing on people that just get where I'm at, right? The people that are not offended that I haven't shown up for them, right? People that are not like, oh my gosh, you know, you lost your mom and your brother, but I also lost my aunt and my... You see what I'm saying? People that are like comparing trauma, that are trying to one-up you, things like that. I can't be around those people, right? Because everybody processes things differently. And if we don't have enough like maturity, understanding, insight to know that I am who I am and I'm dealing with it the way that I'm dealing with it, and you're going to make it about yourself, which leads into number 3, people who have emotional empathy. While I can appreciate cognitive empathy, I can appreciate you being able to understand what I might possibly be going through. It's not quite enough for me right now. It's not enough for me because typically that's as far as it goes, right? And because it's only cognitive, what happens with people like that is while they can conceptualize it, right, and they can say the words, they can't put themselves in your shoes enough to understand what would you possibly need from them, right? And I'm not saying anyone needs to read your mind, but even when if you were to communicate it, they either wouldn't grasp why it was important to you or wouldn't deem it important to do anyway. And so for me, That's okay. I'll pass. Number 4, people that you can rely on, right? This kind of goes along with number 1, but not quite. This one just means that because you're suffering loss and because you're already grappling with what reality is or isn't, the last thing you need is people that are unreliable. People that'll say, oh, you know what? We're just going to have girls' night. We'll all bring a snack and we'll have movies, something to distract you. And then only 3 of them show up, right? I will focus on those 3. I'm going to forget about the others because, again, the last thing a person needs when they are already dealing with losing people and the fact that life can change so quickly is feeling like they have people who are alive but are also flaky. Does that make sense? It's like you need something to ground you. Yes, you can do it for yourself, but we all need human connection to a certain extent, right? And again, it's even worse when you offer it and then you don't show up, right? For one reason or another. People are always saying, oh yeah, something came up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really wanted to come. You know, I saw something online recently where a guy was writing in about his friends and him supposed to be going to a concert or something that night, and then his mom passed. Now, this wasn't just random friends. This was friends that his mother cooked for. They used to call her mom. I'm talking about guys right now. And they were like, oh man, sorry about that, and just left him. Can you imagine calling people your friends, people that you've grown up with, and they dismiss you in that way? Now, again, this is why, if you watch my previous video, I'll put it up here, when I was talking about people that are jokers. This is why they don't fit into my life right now. Because, like, while I understand that we all still have to live and life still has to carry on, but what do you mean? What do you mean that concert that you're going to is more important to you than the fact that I lost my mom? And again, this is not just my mom that you knew by proxy. This is someone who you used to call mom. That's heartless. Not for me, right? So yes, only people that I can rely on during hard times. That's it. Because the easy times are easy, right? Anybody can be there when things are working out. Number 5, people who can sit with you in discomfort. And I don't mean people who just say it. Because again, some people know what to say. They'll tell you, oh, I don't feel uncomfortable. I don't mind if you cry. I don't know. But as soon as you get into that frame of mind, you can see them physically uncomfortable. You can see them trying to soothe you out of it just so that they don't have to sit in discomfort for as long, right? I gravitate right now towards people that without even saying it, I can tell that they're just letting me be. Like the conversation that I had with my girlfriend that I talked about, it was so refreshing. This is, again, not someone that I talk to a lot. I probably hadn't spoken to her in probably 6 months before then, right? But we cried together. She gave me room. I asked just naturally, because the kind of person I am, I got an update on her life too, because again, she's important to me. But it was interesting just to see how open and naked I was able to be in her presence, because I knew that she was making that space for me, right? I knew that I wasn't making her uncomfortable by sharing my truth. I knew that she may not be able to relate to me because her mother and her brother are still very much alive. I could tell that she was there and just fully there, right? I could tell that nothing I was doing or saying was making her feel like she needed to rush me through my process. Which leads me into the next one, people who actually hear you. That's so important, because when you're going through something as traumatic as loss, right? Especially if it's sudden loss, your emotions change. You'd be so surprised how they fluctuate. And while I don't believe in anyone having to dance like a walk on eggshells around me, I think it's important to pay attention to people that are in tune to you, right? So you say, oh my gosh, hey babe, you look so tired. Can I bring you something to eat? And I say, okay, that'd be great. And you bring the something to eat, but I just can't exactly like do anymore. I'm just sitting there eating and we're quiet. And then you go, why don't we go for a walk in the park? And I said, no, I'm not up to it. And you go, but come on, it'll make you feel better. You didn't hear me. You're not listening. You're trying to force your way. Let people heal the way that they're going to heal. So for me, it's like, it's so important to have people around you that hear you, that respect your boundaries, that your no is your no, right? Again, I'm not talking about maybe like you're married or you have a partner or even a best friend that you live with. They know your habits. They've watched you not eat for 5 days, and then they make you a bowl of oatmeal and they sit with you until you eat it. That's different, right? They're literally trying to keep you alive. I'm talking about people, again, that are trying to force you through your process so that you can go through it quicker, or trying to force you to do things in a way that they would do it because that's what helps them heal, right? Mm-mm. Only people that honor my process and don't try to pressure me into doing it any other way. People that hear me. Very, very important. Safe. Okay, last but not least, people who value you for who you are and not what you do. The reason this is very important is because when you're grieving, you're not always yourself, right? You're kind of like, on those days where it's really dark, you're kind of like, oh, I'll be fun and hip and crazy and hot again soon. But right now, I just need to be under my covers, right? And people who only value you for what you do, for being the life of the party, for being the reliable friend, for being the one that picks them up, for being the one that buys them food, for being the one that, helps solve their problem, those people won't stick around because they were only there for what you could do for them, right? And when things get hard, even if they don't directly like end things with you, if they don't directly like eject themselves from your life, you'll just notice that they'll go silent. You notice that they won't put as much effort into you because, again, you going through whatever you're going through does not benefit them, right? They're opportunists, so to speak. These people only want to see you at your best because it benefits them for you to be at your best. They don't want to deal with you if, life is lifing, right? But the people who appreciate me for who I am are exactly who I need around, because they can sit with you, they can let you be where you are and not expect you to perform just for their entertainment. And you don't understand how valuable that is until you actually need it. And this process is just teaching me a lot. It's showing me how people respond to when I set boundaries or to when I share things with them. A perfect example of this is a guy acquaintance of mine who I really only know through like nightlife, so to speak. I met him across the Atlantic and we've kept in touch for a minute now. I've known him since 2017, so that's like 8 years. But for whatever reason, we've never like built our friendship beyond that. And recently he invited me on a trip to Punta Cana in December. And I had to be very honest with him and share kind of like where I felt like he fell off as far as how he could have showed up for me once I told him that my mom passed. But I also admitted that in general, neither of us really put in a lot of effort into the friendship in general. The both of us are very chill people who are considered like low maintenance friendships in that we're long distance. So it's like, if he doesn't call me, it's cool. If I don't call him, it's cool. But when we finally link up again, it's like, okay, we pick up from where we left off. So no problem. He expressed to me that he feels like that's how all adult friendships should be. Good on him. I don't particularly agree with that. But the point was, we had a genuine conversation, and you could tell that even though I was rejecting the offer, it did not take away from any love that he may have for me. Does that make sense? He was not defensive. He was not like, oh, but what about you? And, oh, this is discouraging or da-da-da. No, I have never had to have a conversation like that with him before. So I wasn't sure what to expect, right? But this is my point. When it's time for people to show up for you, those are the times that you find out who you really want and need in your life. Does that make sense? So while I may not be going on that trip with him in December, it allowed us to get on a page that made me feel comfortable with him and made me really respect him just as a person, because of the way that he was able to take in what I said without taking it personally. He was able to reflect on it. He responded, because there are people that you share what you think with them and they go silent. There's that too, right? But this particular person was just Like, it blew me away. It's such a small thing, but it's a big thing too. Bali, if you're watching, don't get too big-headed now, okay? You ain't all that. But yeah, that's it. I mean, those are the things. I think I listed 7. Yeah, those are the things right now that I can think of. I decided to make this video because last time I talked about people that I just do not want around me. So I figured that it's okay to share the flip side too, right? That video has a part 2, by the way, because I've come up with even more. But we'll take it one video at a time. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to add to the conversation, please comment down below. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.